Hey, Crystal Lynn here, Divine Empowerment Coach. So last time we talked about letting go of the past, right? We talked about the past being one of the reasons why you're not getting what you want, right? So in this video, I want to talk more about shifting your mindset, right? And shifting your mindset to the positive, because if you're stuck in the past and that's one of the reasons why you're not getting what you want, then shifting your mindset is going to be one of the keys to help you to then tap into abundance, to welcome loving relationships, to um be magnetic wherever you go, right? Wouldn't it be nice to just walk down the street and like all the lights turn green? And yes, that has happened to me, right? And just like ooze happiness and positivity. Like you almost can't lose when you're in a good mood, right? When you're in a good mood, your energy and your vibration is such a key and such a part of things that because of that, more flows to you, right? So it's so important to shift your mindset. So I have a lot of people say to me, like, well, I just don't have the money, or I just don't have the time, or I just keep getting the same, I don't know, bad thing over and over again. You can insert different things, right? Um, like, anyway, it's going to be different for each person, right? But it's a recurring thing that's happening, right? And part of it is, again, you're still attached to that past, like I talked about in the first video, right? You get what you expect. Like you're already used to getting a certain result, so you're still getting that result because that's the result that you believe that you're going to get, right? And I know that sounds really like, well, gee, Crystal, that's not really like brain, like new amazing information, but it is, because did you really think about that, and have you really been applying that to your life, right? Because if you're getting what you expect because of how you always did things, because of how you always thought, because of the results you've already gotten, well then obviously you have to do something new, and you excuse me, and you have to do something different in order to get another result, right? But just because we know that we should do something doesn't mean we always actually show up and do it. That's the other thing. Like, I know a lot of people are waking up, a lot of people are becoming more spiritual, and it is really important. I focus a lot on spirituality, but it's a whole multi layered game where you have to work on the mindset too, right? You can't just sit around wishing for something to happen and not taking action, or sit around, yeah, like you can't just sit around and meditate all day and then not take any action, right? Because that's not going to bring you results either. You have to do both. So you also need to do work on your mindset, right? So you get what you expect. So how can you tap into the energy of expecting amazing things to happen, right? How can you just feel good and be magnetic, like I was saying earlier, right? There's many different ways to do this, but one way, an easy way, is to connect to your joy, right? Is to connect to your joy. And I'll be honest, with the past 3 years and everything that has happened, a lot of us have forgotten how to connect to our joy, right? A lot of us have forgotten how important it is to connect to our joy, right? We just run around working, do the things that we need to do, take care of family, take care of this one, take care of that one, do all the things, and then we come last and we feel depleted, and there's no time for us, so that we don't do the self-care, we don't do the connect to the joy, we don't do the fun, we don't, right? Like maybe fun is once a month or something, which is like ridiculous, right? Because when we were children, all we did was like, I want to play, I want to play, I want to play, right? I have 2 kids now, and it's like that's all they want to do still, but and they're getting older, but they want to play, they want to play, they don't want to do chores, they don't want to, right? There's so many things they don't want to do. They just want to have fun and enjoy themselves, especially like, oh, come on, I just got done school, I want to do the thing, right? So as adults, you get to like make time for that, like schedule it in your calendar, especially if you're someone who loves to schedule things, or if you're just not making time for it too, right? Make some self-care time in your calendar. Make some time for fun in your calendar, right? And then also sign up for something too, right? Like get out of the class, get out of the class, get out of the house and take a class, right? Go be in a bunch of people, like do art, join the gym, just take walks by yourself in nature even would be great, right? Whatever it is for you. Joy is going to be different for each person, right? Something different is going to light each person up, but we don't make time for it. And I have to tell you that it's so true that the more I do self-care, the more I connect to my joy, the more I have fun, the more my business does well, right? So it's like you can't just be a workaholic, right? For those Capricorns and other signs out there, right? And you don't have to be a Capricorn to be a workaholic, by the way, but you know what I mean? Like we need balance for both. So it's really important to connect to your joy, to make time to you for you, to have fun, because that alone is going to shift your mindset. Like doing the little things that you really enjoy, right? And gratitude, right? So gratitude is another huge one. And people think gratitude is like, oh, I'm so thankful to be alive each morning. And it's like, yes, it's a wonderful, beautiful, amazing thing to be alive, to be a human on earth at this time. But that is not really gratitude, right? Gratitude is expressing what you are grateful for in the past 24 hours. So when you wake up each morning, to think about the day before and the morning so far and what happened that was really amazing, right? What made you feel good? What made you feel at peace? What made you feel relaxed? What made you laugh, right? What made you feel loved? It's like all those things. And it can be as simple as drinking a hot cup of tea. And like, oh, this feels so comforting right now. Like it can be that small, the things that you're grateful for, but make them from the last day, not just a general blanket statement every day of like, I'm grateful for my house, because there's no juice in that, right? There's no, like, that's not lighting you up. That's not filling you with passion. That's not filling you with joy, right? But if you go connect to joy and paint and get lost in nature and meditate and stare at the clouds and name what shapes they are and skip in the rain and go have ice cream and laugh and dance and sing and honestly just act like a weirdo, that people are like, what's wrong with her? What is she doing? She's strange, because you're like screaming real loud and dancing in your car while you're driving. Like literally do whatever you want to do that makes you joyful and don't care about the other people, right? Like who cares what they think? If you can truly do what lights you up and forget about the others, then it's going to be really great, right? It's like that inner child. I remember singing in stores when I was a little kid, and people would say something later, like they'd come up to my dad like, oh yeah, you got a, and then they'd be like, you got a great voice. And I'm like, oh, they heard me singing? Like, hello, you were singing out loud, Crystal. Like, of course they heard you singing, right? But I was a kid and I didn't think about it. I was like in my own little world, doing my own little thing and like not realizing other people were paying attention, right? So it's like, if you could have that kind of focus when you're doing your joyful things, how would your life change if you showed up and we're in that energy of just getting lost in something you loved every day, like singing, right? That's why I'm doing that. I pictured like me singing and having a good old time all by myself, not thinking anybody else was paying attention, right? And then someone comments and you're like, oh, you were there? Oh, I like thought I was by myself having a good time, right? So silly example maybe, but so powerful. So let me know, how did you connect to joy? Let me know after you watch this video, how did you connect to joy? What did you do? How did it go? And yeah, honestly, like with some of my clients, like that's where we have to start, and that's always part of it, honestly, for everyone, but some of my clients need it more than others, right? Sometimes we need to start with the basics, like let's go, what do you need, what are you missing, what are you denying yourself, where do you get to have fun, where do you get to turn it up? Because then you're going to show up excited to work, because you already have your fun in there too, right? So then you're just happier. And what do you think happens when you're happier and your vibration's rising? You're attracting more and more and more and more positive energy to you. But if you're someone who expects for things to work out, expects it not to go out, expects it to rain every day, well, it's going to rain every day, well, it's not going to work out, right? That's how mindset works. Whatever you put out, you get back. So be defiant. I love being defiant, actually. Be defiant and and you know what I mean? Just claim what you wish as if it's here and now. Show up in happy energy now and watch how your life changes and watch how your life unfolds. All right, I'll see you soon for the next video. Bye for now.